Have you went whole food plant-based and now you're just tired and you just don't know why? Well, stay tuned for Free Coaching Friday, because today I'm going to explain exactly what you may need to do so you can start getting the energy and start thriving like you deserve. Hey, in case you don't know me, my name is Jason Chaney, and let's dig into it. So first and foremost, first thing that you want to do, if you're feeling like you're tired or you're feeling that there's something actually physically wrong with you or you're sick, you want to go see your doctor. Now go see a doctor if you feel like there is something really wrong with you. Now, if you feel like it is just from what you're eating, or you may not be eating enough, or you just don't know what to eat, then that's where I got you. But if you feel like it's something more serious, make sure you go see a doctor, please. Now, this is the caveat for that. If you're not for sure what doctor to see, or if you're not for sure any plant-based doctors in your area, here's two doctors that I would always recommend. One is Dr. Brooke Goldner, MD. You can find her on Instagram, Facebook. She have YouTube videos also. She is the author of Goodbye Lupus. She is really great. Second doctor is Dr. Neil Bernard. He is the founder of the Physicians Committee of Responsible Medicine, PCRM. He is all on YouTube, Instagram. You can see him on Facebook sometimes. He is a great doctor, and he's a cardiologist. So him and Dr. Brooke Goldner are two doctors that are plant-based doctors. They live the lifestyle, they research the lifestyle. These are two doctors that I learn under, and I use a lot of their material and listen to a lot of things that they say. So if you feel like there is something wrong, make sure you go see a doctor. Please do that first and foremost. And if you want to go see a doctor that can understand your lifestyle, that's why I say Dr. Brooke Goldner or Dr. Neil Bernard. They're two of the greatest doctors to start out with, and they're plant-based doctors. So, and the reason why I recommend them is because, in case you don't know, the average doctor has less than 8 hours of nutrition training experience throughout their whole lifetime. So when we're talking about changing what we eat and dealing with lifestyle issues, this is all about nutrition. So you want to see someone who actually knows what they're doing. You want to see a subject matter expert on it, not just someone who's been trained in pharmaceutical medicine, because they're not the same thing. So just a caveat for that. So if you're wanting to focus on the nutrition side and you think want to see, oh, okay, maybe I'm not eating enough, maybe I'm not eating the right foods, now this is where I can help you out, because I've been whole food plant-based for over 5 years now. When I first started out, I didn't know what the heck I was doing, and so the first thing you want to do is start tracking your food. So one of the things that a lot of us mess up on, and where we get confused, is we think that we're still eating the same amount of food, or we think we're eating a lot more than we are, and when the truth is we're not. So especially if you're transitioning from a meat eater, which is standard American diet, to whole food plant-based, you want to track every day what you're eating, because a lot of times what I've noticed, and from the mistakes that I was making when I started out, I was actually eating a lot less food than I thought I was, because the portion sizes aren't the same, the calorie counts aren't the same. You're going from food that is caloric dense with less nutrition to food that is actually nutrient dense and not as much calories. So those don't look alike. So 100 calories of broccoli is nothing near 100 calories of meat. And so this is why you want to start actually tracking, so you know exactly where you may be deficient. If you're not familiar with good tracking apps, there's a free one called MyFitnessPal, which is really good. If you want to use a better one, I recommend Chronometer. It was actually developed by a plant-based doctor, and so it has real good information. It breaks down your nutrients, your macros, micros, everything that you need. And it's a very simple way to see from a snapshot where you may be deficient with your transitioning. Now, if you're a vegetarian switching from a whole food plant-based diet, you still want to actually track. And you may be like, wait, Jason, the vegetarians eat a lot of vegetables, so why would they want to track? The reason being is the vegetarians still eat eggs, and they still eat a lot of dairy. So that is a big part of your diet. And one of the things that, if you're not familiar with dairy, if you haven't read the book Proteinaholic by Dr. Garth Brooks, by Dr. Garth Brooks, he talks about how there's a protein inside dairy called casein. And this casein has the same chemical response to our brains as heroin. So that's really, really deep, because he say the casein morphine, which is the full name of the protein, is casein morphine, and it has a morphine-like effect on our brain. And so this, as a vegetarian, if you're switching over, this may be one of the reasons why you're feeling tired, because your body is starting to detox off of the actual dairy. And so that's why I still say, if you feel like it's something a bigger issue, make sure you go see a doctor. I recommend a plant-based doctor, so you can have a doctor that actually understands what you're trying to do, the health that you're trying to achieve. It's not someone who's still using medical practices under the standard American diet. But if you are switching from a vegetarian to a vegan diet, you will have possibly these issues because you are going off dairy. Dairy has casein, morphines in it, and those things are they're addictive. So I can tell you from my personal experience, when I did a test on myself where I went off dairy for about 6-7 months, I didn't have much inflammation anymore. I started saying I having more just energy. My daily levels, my energy was just increasing and increasing. And so I was like, after 6 months, I was like, oh, okay, I should be good. So let me just try to eat again. So I ate some cheese pizza because my wife and I, we was at a resort with some friends. And that next day I was hurting. I didn't have the energy to get up. I didn't have the energy to just move around. I was a little bit more lethargic. And then also I started seeing just those everyday aches and pains. I had more inflammation in my joints, and I just wasn't feeling good overall. And then when I took the dairy right back out, I started getting my energy levels again. I started being able to be more active. I started moving around easier. And so for me, that is why I will never eat dairy again. My personal experience, it doesn't help me. I see that it does make me more tired through the day. It does give me a lot more aches and pains just walking around, just those normal things that I don't want to deal with anymore. So you have to make the decision based off of your actual body, if it's something you want to get rid of for the rest of your life, or how much tiredness, lethargicness that you're willing to live with. So I hope that was helpful for you for Free Coaching Friday. And just remember, when you're starting to actually change your lifestyle, sometimes you may start feeling worse before you feel better. And that's just because your body is starting to reverse things. Your body is just like a car. Like, it's been telling you all these years, like, oh, okay, something's wrong, something's wrong, something's wrong. And we've been ignoring it. And then once we start addressing it, we don't want to deal with the pain. But think about it on your car. If you run your brakes all the way down to where it's metal on metal, you're going to have a lot more problems than if you would have just, the first time you heard a squeak and you went and changed your brake pads. Our body is the exact same way. If we're not listening to the squeaks, the little signs, when that check engine light come on and saying, hey, you need to go see a mechanic, hey, you need to do something different here. And if we continue to do the same thing over and over, it's going to become a lot worse when we start to address the issue. So give yourself some time. Like, I'm gonna be like, if you just tried for 1 week isn't enough. If like for me, when I transitioned, I was 33. So for 32 and a half years, possibly, I was eating the standard American diet. I was eating a diet that wasn't helping me get to my goals. And when I started changing it, in the beginning, I was like, I don't see any results. But I kept going. It's the commitment to keep going each and every day. So if you just focus on it as each day, you're going to do the best you can, be whole food, plant-based. After a while, you're going to start seeing those days accumulate, and you're going to start seeing the results that you're looking for. For me, it took me about 3 months before I started seeing my first results. It took me 6 months when I realized I didn't need a CPAP machine anymore to breathe. After that 6 months, my mind was at a point to where, what else can I do? And this is why I keep doing it. This is how now, five years later, like, I'm out here walking. I can go hike the mountain if I want to. I have energy all day. I can wake up at 3 a.m. and start exercising. I can get out of bed without those just aches and pains. I'm no longer, my back. It feels great. So make sure you stay committed to it. Don't look at how long you've been doing it. Just look at, hey, did I do the best I can today? That's the best advice I can give you. Because if you stick to this, you stay committed, you are going to see the results. And that's how you're going to be successful in doing whole food plant-based. So I hope that was helpful for you. Thanks for hopping on Free Coaching Friday. Also, I know I've been getting some messages of people asking, hey, Jason, are y'all okay? Yes, we're in Colombia. Yes, there are protests and stuff here, but we're okay. It's not just what the news and media is showing you. Just like how the U.S. media, they do the same thing of showing just one-sided viewpoint, making it seem like everything is just, doom and gloom, like it's the end of the world. things are still good here. We're safe and sound. I'm sitting here literally looking at the mountains while I'm doing this video with you right now. So I appreciate all the comments and the concern. We are doing great, and I hope you have a great weekend and stay supercharged.